Yes.
It was using, earlier yeah. But it was like, missing
Yeah. So it was a secret.
I did. It's
Mine's not chicken scratch.
It's something.
Yeah, she.
Because that's the whole thing.
That's all that matters. It's here. It's here. It's here.
yeah, I have no clue what that
It's sort of like stupid. I guess you just make it a I just signed mine.
Well,
Yeah, if you had it in
sales tax.
That's why I think it was easier in black. Because a lot of the
well, we had to find another slot. I like the idea of transactions because then you get that who don't even though they use it. Tremendous. I mean, I like that.
Are you still
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I think we should have it. Oh, no. He's the ball.
How do we do that?
Discord.
I don't believe so.
Aiden's got it. Right.
We're
Streaming.
ready.
We don't know how to stream without Ryan, unfortunately. So, okay. We'll ask him how to
We just turned it off.
mental health.
I call this meeting of Southwest School Minds Student Association Senate to order. Please rise and we'll say the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you all for doing that. Mr. Vice President, please take the roll.
Baumeister. Here. Byrne. Butcher.
Here.
Cant. Clausen. Here. Graham.
Here.
Halsted. Here. Hill.
Here.
Jensen. Jessen.
Here.
King. Here. Clobber.
Here.
Keel. Here. Meyer. Salcido.
Here.
Sadler.
Here.
Schaefer.
Here.
St. John. Smith.
Here.
Stolman.
Here.
Severson.
Here.
White.
Here.
Wright.
Here.
Jurmolovich.
Here.
Good point.
All right, thank you for that. I sent out the agenda a little bit ago this morning. Any comments or questions for that? All in favor of approving the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Objections? Agenda approved. Minutes were sent out this afternoon. How many of you looked at them? Anybody? Okay. Looks good. Any questions, comments, concerns on that? All in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Objections? Minutes are approved. All right. We have an open floor guest. We'll turn it over to Representative Tina Mullally.
Thanks for inviting me. The School of Mines has been in my family since 1986, I believe. My husband came to the School of Mines to get his bachelor's degree in electrical engineering and stuck around and received his master's degree in electrical engineering here. And I'm exceptionally proud of him because he worked full-time, played in a band full-time, took 20 credit hours, and still finished with a 4.0. So I was very proud of him for doing that. It was a hell of an accomplishment, if you ask me. And I thought, well, maybe we should have you do your PhD. You know, and then you could come back and teach at the School of Mines. And it was like, well, he can't get his PhD here. He'd have to go away for a few years to get his PhD, come back. And so, yeah, he did become a TA here. So I think it was like 7 or 8 years that he taught here at the School of Mines under the engineering department. So that tells you what my history is with the School of Mines. So I was very pleased to be invited to speak today. I have no idea why, but my understanding is that many of you, as college Republicans, think that you need to get involved, and I need to let you know that that is why I'm here, is because you young people, you're going to be the next leaders. And I'm concerned about when I get old and get put in a nursing home, how you're going to deal with that. So I would like to let you know just a little history about me. I was born outside of Los Angeles, California. I moved to South Dakota, where my family's farm was, when I was 4 or 5. I was here until I was about 11. Left home, ran away from home, lived on the streets for quite a while, came back, tried to reintroduce myself into the society of school. Well, I didn't work very well. I didn't get a high school diploma. I was raising children as a child. So my life has been ups and downs, and now 17 years ago I got involved in politics because my great-grandchild was born, and I wanted to know what kind of world I was going to leave my great-grandchildren. That's when I got involved in politics. Had I gotten involved in politics at your age, I would be dangerous. Because once you get involved in politics, you find out how much it affects every aspect of your life. And I do mean every aspect of your life. If you buy toilet paper, it's taxed. You buy a gallon of milk, it's taxed. The government has something to do with every aspect of your life. So getting involved as a Republican, if you listen or follow the Republican platform, it is limited government. Limited government to me is where it's closest to the people. So I can walk up to you as a city councilman and say, you're not representing me properly. Why? I can walk up to a county commissioner, and say, why aren't you representing me? Then I have to travel to go and talk to a state legislator like me and say, why aren't you doing it right? Have you ever tried to go to DC and talk to them? No. So by limited government, it means the closest to the people, because then you can get right in their face and say you're not representing them properly. And that's your role as a citizen. It is your right to be able to aggrieve your government if they're not properly doing it for you. So that's how I got into politics, was because my great-grandchild, I wanted to leave her a better world. Once I got there, politics is a dirty game. It is a very dirty game. But you can plant a seed, you can build a foundation for the next generation of legislators to stand on and make our government better, reducing what our government does. And so that's what I'm doing. I started 7 years ago as a state legislator, and after 2 years I went, whoa, we need to fix this. I founded the South Dakota Freedom Caucus. I am still an executive member of the South Dakota Freedom Caucus. We definitely want to limit government, and we want to make sure that the Constitution is followed and the Republican platform is honored. And that's the way we have been joined now 4 years. We have been up at the state capitol. And we are making a difference, because last year, or in 2024 election, we overturned 14 incumbents. 14 incumbents that thought they had no problem in getting reelected. But we got dug in our heels and we went door to door, like many of you do. If you're involved in the college Republicans, many of you go door to door for some of the candidates, hopefully. Because you young people, it really does make a difference when a young person comes to somebody's door rather than somebody my age just looking to get your vote. People listen to young people because they want to know what they're doing affects you and how it affects you. So it really helps when we see young people at the door. I could stand for hours and talk to young people. You may not think you're young, but you have to understand how old I am. My oldest child is 60 years old. So, many of you may just be in your 30s, if you're lucky. So, yeah, you're going, yeah, I know. But I want to let you know that there are things that you can do that you think aren't successful, but it is planting that seed. So as I go into sit down to listen to read a bill, there are 5 criteria that I use before I give my vote on a bill. And the first one is does it go against God's law? Second, does it go against the Constitution? Does it impede on the citizens' rights? Does it increase taxes? And does it grow the government? If it's not a no to all 5 of those, I don't vote for the bill. And I'm getting to be known as the no representative because I don't vote a lot for bills that don't meet that criteria, because that is why our government was formed in the first place, is to be able to give the citizens a representative that can go and follow the Constitution, and many of the legislators up there don't. So I get a lot of pushback from the way I vote on a bill. I had a bunch of pages, which are high school students that come up and serve us during the legislature, and they were sitting in a room with the Speaker the Speaker of the House and the President Pro Tem of the Senate. And I walked into the room because it was supposed to be my room at a certain hour, and they were in there, and so I was backing out. He says, no, we were just talking about you. And I went, oh, really? Okay. Yeah, all these pages are wondering why Representative Mullally votes no more than any other representative. Can you explain that? I said, sure. So I gave him my 5 criteria. The President Pro Tem of the Senate popped up and said, hey, I've got a follow-up question on that. There was a bill before your desk yesterday that you were the only one that voted no in both houses. Can I ask why? I said, sure. He says, explain where your criteria met that particular bill. I said, that particular bill was to transfer money from one department to another department. Our Constitution states all appropriations must go through the Appropriations Committee. That bill was just transferring money that we voted to give to this department, and now you want to give it to this department for a different purpose. To me, that bill needs a 2/3 vote. It needs to be reappropriated. The money needs to be reappropriated, and it wasn't. And he went, And he turned around and looked at the pages and he said, many of us may not always agree, but the one thing that we can say, if you can come up with a good reason why you vote no on a bill, then we can move on without any hardships. And that is the best explanation I've ever heard for somebody voting no on a bill. So to me, that was success. And I want to quote Charlie Kirk, because he said it best about success. And I don't want to get this wrong, so forgive me if I have to read his quotes. But he said, success doesn't come wrapped in comfort. It doesn't come with guarantees. Success begins when excuses end. Most people don't want to hear what it actually takes to be successful, because excuses make us feel safe, and excuses give us permission to stay where we are. But excuses kills dreams much faster than failure ever could. He said you meet people every day who have the heart to make a difference, but they're stuck because because every time they give an excuse. We meet people who say, I can't do it because I just don't have the right connections, or you don't know what I've been through. Well, some think success should be fair. Success isn't fair. It's earned. Life doesn't hand out trophies for trying. It rewards people who stay in the fight when others quit. We live in the most connected, most educated, most opportune-filled generation in history. You each can reach millions of people with a single idea. Yet, somehow, we've created more excuses than ever. We've turned comfort into a prison. Every time something feels hard, people want to take a break. Every time they fail, they call it bad luck. Or they blame it on something else or someone else. But the truth is, the moment you stop blaming circumstance and start owning your life, that's when it begins to change. Success has no excuses. It doesn't care about how many resources you have, but how resourceful you are. It's about what you do when everything looks impossible. Because when you refuse to make excuses, you start to find solutions. If you think you don't have enough time, wake up early. If you think you don't have enough knowledge, learn. That's why you're here. There's always something you can do. The question is, will you do it? Most people know what they should do. They just don't do it. Because doing it means giving up comfort. It means sacrifice. That's why excuses are so dangerous. They let you off the hook. Excuses let you believe the lie that you'll start tomorrow. But let's be honest. There's no magic tomorrows. Some of you as young college students will become the next leaders of this country. And do you want to lead the way, following the principles of our Constitution, governing yourselves and living free? Or do you want to be told what you can own, what you can buy, or even where you can live? We, as citizens of this country, can no longer afford not to be involved in politics. So I ask you, if not who, you, who? And if not now, when? It's something that we can no longer say, or something I no longer want to hear. No more excuses. Get up off your butt and get involved, because everything that you do is affected by politics. So if you have any questions for me, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions, because if you don't stop me now, I can talk for hours.
VP Weeks.
Thank you so much for being here. Just for the record, we are not a partisan organization here.
I know.
I think a lot of the ideals you expressed, like working for our student body here, improving what we have here and building on a foundation are really important. And then also, leaving behind those excuses and pushing forward with motivation. So I really appreciate those thoughts. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I got a question. So what are some priorities for you as you look toward this upcoming session in January? We have Students for Higher Education Day in late January, where we come here and we lobby and we talk with legislators. What are some priorities that you foresee coming up in the new session?
Well, many of you have heard about property tax reform. There are 21 bills. 19 of them came out of the summer study, and 3 more are coming from legislators. That's going to be a really hot issue, because property taxes are killing people who have worked their entire life to be able to live in their home, and now they're losing it because their property taxes are too high to pay, because they're living on, they can't work anymore. They're living on Social Security. I mentioned earlier that I have a specific bill that I'm bringing forward. It's called the State Hatch Act. And if you know anything about the federal government, they have a Federal Hatch Act, which was brought in 1939. And if you are a state employee or a federal employee, you cannot lobby with the federal government in any committee, on any bill. You cannot lobby for a period of 5 years. In the state of South Dakota, we have what we call blue badges. If I, as a citizen, want to go and lobby for a group called Citizens for Liberty. I'll give you that. Citizens for Liberty. If I, as a citizen, they have asked me to go and lobby for them. They're not paying me for it. I have to spend my own money to go to Pier. I have to spend my own money to stay in Pier, and I go before each committee that there is a bill that they want to fight on. So I fight for them. They don't pay me for it. It's called a citizen lobbyist. But in the state of South Dakota, our blue badges are what we call, they're state employees. They're already being paid by the state to work in a specific department. But during session, which is only 40 days, they put on this little badge that's blue in color. Mine as a citizen is white in color. So they can come before a committee and lobby against a bill that a legislator has brought forward that benefits the citizens, or they can come and lobby for a bill that benefits the citizens. It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that they are employed by the state taxpayer already, but they're taking time off from their job and spending 8 hours a day talking to legislators, trying to improve their department. 90% of the time it's for them to improve their department, grow their department, getting more money for that department. And I think that's wrong. So I'll be bringing forth the State Hatch Act to stop that. No more taxpayer lobbyists. Another bill that I'm bringing forward is transparency. There are many laws under section 127 of our codified law. Take a chance and look through section 127 of our codified law. There are many exemptions. Oh, we don't have to give you that information. Or this department says, oh, we don't have to give you that. We're exempt from giving you that information. How can we as legislators make the best possible outcome of a bill if we don't have all the information? So we've got to stop that. We have to be able to get more transparency. So those are three main subjects that we're going to be talking about this year. And election integrity. Because without our elections being fair and right, I'm afraid we're not electing the right people. So election integrity is going to be a big one.
Senator Salcido.
We've had a couple students ask about the previous legislative sessions, House Bill 1193 that you co-sponsored, if there would be any upcoming bills that would be similar to that one.
Can you refresh my memory? You have to understand that I see over 600 bills every session.
That one was about the prohibiting Board of Regents and other institutions under its control from requiring students to reside in on-campus housing and purchasing meal plans.
Well, my personal opinion on the Board of Regents is they need to go away.
Elaborate.
Elaborate.
More.
Please.
To me, the Board of Regents is nothing but a reward for helping an elected official get farther in the system. The Board of Regents is overpaid. When you get out of this school, you tell me that you're going to be making maybe $100,000 a year. Think about it, the Board of Regents does nothing, but makes $240,000 a year. I think they need to go away, because each individual university, I think, can govern themselves. It's closest to the people, it's closest to the students. And the students are the ones that are supposed to be paying tuition to allow that school to even exist. But they've gotten to where they rely on taxpayer money so much that your tuition has skyrocketed because they don't really need you anymore. They get state money. so they can charge whatever they want for your tuition. And I think the Board of Regents is just, a reward. So I don't know if there, excuse me, I want to finish. I don't know if there's going to be any other legislation that's going to be coming forward. There might be. There's a couple of people that are pretty upset about the Department of Health, Department of Education, and the Board of Regents. So I won't be bringing any this year.
Senator Jensen.
I just wanted to make a comment that it feels like some of the times, because this is like a state college, sometimes I feel like it's being run like a business, which it just doesn't sit right with me. Even though I feel like a state college should be for the community and for the people, but.
I will tell you that the School of Mines is the only one of 3 universities in our state that are required by our Constitution. The School of Mines is required in our Constitution to be funded by the state because of the geology. Is that right? Yeah, digging in the ground. Getting minerals out of the stuff. That's why the School of Mines was formed. And it was in our Constitution, and the School for the Blind and the School for the Deaf. So I understand your frustration, but it is in our Constitution that it must be funded by the state. In getting rid of the Board of Regents would help the school be able to run itself much cleaner without outside interests coming in and kind of directing them on which direction to go. So it's a catch-22 on that one.
Senator Wright, do you have a point?
Yes, thank you for your time. Do you foresee any potential tuition freezes or tuition buy-downs within the next few sessions?
Well, I will say this, as if you didn't listen to the governor's budget yesterday, he is not going, or he is suggesting that we do not give increases to the Department of Education, what we call the big 3, the Department of Education, the mental health, and whatever the other one is. Anyway, I don't foresee them doing tuition freezes, especially if they're not going to get any more state money. You know, I remember when my husband came to the School of Mines, we lived out of state and moved to South Dakota. He had to pay out-of-state tuition for 2 years, or for 2 semesters, and it was much more expensive. And the tuition back then we thought was, whoa, outrageous. I can't imagine what you guys are paying. And being required to purchase books that you can't purchase, you know, online, computers that you're required to purchase, I think that's wrong, but it is. That's why you need to get involved in government in every aspect of it, even if it's just sitting on a committee, not an elected official, but sitting on a committee. You have an influence on the city councilmen, the county commissioners, your administration here at the School of Mines. You can have influence on them. Just be a strong, powerful voice for what you want to do, and that's why I see this group. See a lot of faces are going, you're concerned. So getting involved is the way to do it.
Senator Bowmeister.
Yeah, quick question. Following off of a conversation I had with Clive yesterday, following the budget proposal from the governor yesterday, we were talking about how higher education is a investment on the state level for future income and growth within the economy. What are ways that you see change should be enacted for improving that investment or making it a wiser investment on not just the student side but also on the state side?
That's a good question, because there are so many aspects to it. If I had my way, it would be completely different. Even though this school is funded by the state, allowing the students to be more, their tuition actually paying, and they're not living outside. Let's be honest about it. Since I've been here at the School of Mines, they have built 5 buildings. 5 buildings. Knowing that one of the buildings that they told the legislature that they were going to tear down once they build the new building, they haven't done it. So I don't see where the economic development is going to benefit the students. I see it more benefiting the college, opening it up for larger numbers of students to come in. But as many students are learning, like even in our K through 12 right now, enrollment's down because they just realized that we're not getting what our money's paying for. So in the higher education, I can see more not needing a college education. I'd like to see more people get involved in the technical industries, because once our machines start breaking down, we can't rely on computers for the rest of our lives, because machines that run our water, our dams, that run other things, when they start breaking down, we don't have anybody to repair them. You know, what good is a computer going to do? So I don't foresee right now any avenue that I can tell you that there's going to be an increase for the students or an increase for economic development, because right now it's all coming from outside sources. It's not coming from the inside where it needs to come from.
Well, we thank you for your time.
Oh,
We
thank
appreciate
you.
it. All right. Next up, we have a representative from the Hard Rocker Legion Club with a presentation. I'm going to go up front there.
Is there a clicker or anything for?
I think it's fine.
It's right here.
Oh, okay. Hi everyone, my name is Dominic Derding. I'm actually going to be the representative for ROTC, so I'm sure you guys will see me a little more next semester. But today I'll be going over the Hard Rock Legion. The best way to explain it is think of it more as like a professional society for ROTC, just like any one of your professional societies for your individual departments, which I'm sure most of you guys are a part of. But really the purpose is just to improve the culture within the campus's ROTC program and challenge cadets to be the best of their ability. And then the Legion, we're trying to provide students with an opportunity to go do like physical challenges. So the big two that we're wanting to go to is the Baton Death March and the Army 10 miler. And that just kind of gives cadets an opportunity and a reason to train up and to just be in physical shape. And also we want to provide more opportunities to our cadets so that they can grow closer with the general Army skills and leadership ability. So we're also trying to plan out some camping events and other similar related events. Right now our officers are appointed by our battalion. Our battalion is made up of the Chadron ROTC program and the Black Hills ROTC program and our program. There's a battalion chain of command. They're going to appoint our officers. Yeah, so our president right now is Colton Patch, our vice president is Sarah Mitzel, and our secretary is Carter Gottschall. I'm the current treasurer, and then our academic advisor is Jason Cottrell. He's the scholarship person for ROTC, so if any of you guys want to join, he's the guy that'll get you your money. Right now our demographic, it's pretty evenly spread out, at least for the degree, or not for the degrees, but for the levels. So as you can see up there, it's, like I said, it's pretty evenly distributed. We're a little heavy on the freshmen. Usually we have 1 or 2 drop out every year, so then it'll go back. But we have a continuous inflow of cadets. Every year people join ROTC, they come here for scholarships and just to try it out. It's a great place where everyone really feels like accepted. So we'll always have a constant influx and we'll never die out. For the major, we're pretty heavily sided for mechanical, and then we're disproportionately mining, and then everywhere else we have a bunch of different perspectives and different majors included. For our events,
we're gonna have a weekly meeting. Right now we have a VTC, which is where the battalion comes together. So we have our representatives from Shadron, Black Hills, and from here. We all get together and then we kind of plan out the events. So that's where the officer meeting will take place every week. And then we also do physical training Monday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. And then we also do have labs. So we're together a lot as a group. We also have our own lounge and our own classroom in the bottom of classroom building. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to find a place for rappelling. Some of the funds, we've been trying to fundraise for the rappel tower. I don't know if anyone's seen it. It's back behind the gym. It's up there. It's like pretty decrepit, so that got condemned. So we've been trying to replace that. And if we're successful, we're going to try and do rappelling. And then we also do range days, which is where we just go out and we shoot, just to improve our shooting scores for ROTC and eventually the military. Like I said, we do the Army 10 miler and Baton Death March, and then I'm sure someone in this room or you guys know someone who's come to our Rocker Days connection events where we go do paintball. And then anyone that's been to a football game, you also know that we do color guard and we also shoot the cannon. You can go to the next slide. For fundraising, we do a lot every year. So we work the rodeo, we sell 50-50 raffle tickets. We've had 2 successful Pancheros fundraisers this year. We also set up the alumni tents up for the football games, and then we fundraise close to $4,000 every year. But right now we're kind of looking at those bigger pictures, so we're trying to have still funding from $2,000 to $3,000. But we're going to look at that and just look at the cost of Army 10 miler or 10 Baton Death March are repairing the rappel tower. And then next slide. So I hope I gave everyone a pretty good definition of what the Hard Rock region is about. If anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Senator Jeffs?
Is there not federal funding for you guys to attend that Baton Death March and stuff?
No, there's actually no federal funding, so we have to fundraise everything ourselves. So that's kind of the debacle we've been running into is we have to pay for a mill ball also every year. So that kind of cuts into the fundraising we have.
Did you ask for it?
Yes, they say no.
Senator Halstead.
You also have to provide funding for the rappel tower?
No, that's just a project we're looking at.
Okay.
So
it made it sound like you had to.
No, we don't have to. That's part of the reason. I think it's been condemned for close to like 20 years or so. So we've been going through. We tried the Army Corps of Engineers. We tried the South Dakota National Guard to come through and fix it. So it's kind of just on our bucket list to get it done. So we have one of our cadre. He just went to Rappel Master, so he can actually train people to use the rappel tower. So, but right now we're looking at using the fire department rappel tower that they use.
CFO Shock.
Okay, I'll kind of ask a big question here. Can only ROTC members be a part of this club?
No. If you want to have an opportunity for the reduced funding, it's in our constitution. You do have to take the class and the lab, but there's no commitment to actually joining the military if you just are in the class and the lab for ROTC. But anyone can join if you just want to come out and go to the range, or if you want to do rappelling and think that's cool. Like, we'll take everybody.
I'm just saying that because in order to receive SOAP funds, you can't restrict joining or events that utilize those funds in any way.
Okay.
Kind of. So
Yeah, that's
there might be
understandable.
some limitations there.
Yeah. So that would be, I feel like that would be more towards the bigger events that we're looking to only have, like I said, the Baton Death March and the Army 10 miler, those are the big ones. But like if we get a rappel tower or like rappelling events or shooting range, like going to just range days, anybody's welcome to show up.
Seeing no other questions. Thank you, Dominic. All right, moving on to unfinished business. We're going to try to move along pretty quick here, so we all can keep up. Boston Weed 25F016. We saw this last week. It is for the deactivation of these orange right there on the screen. Any comments, questions, or concerns? Senator Sadler.
Motion to vote.
Motion to vote. Seconded by Senator Ascensions. Mr. VP, please take the roll.
Baumeister.
Aye.
Burke. Butcher.
Aye.
Camps. Camps. Clausen.
Aye.
Graham.
Aye.
Halsted.
Aye.
Hill.
Aye.
Jensen. Aye. Jessup.
Aye.
King. Aye. Clobber.
Aye.
Keel. Aye. Meyer. Salcedo.
Aye.
Sadler.
Aye.
Schaefer.
Aye.
Sanchez.
Aye.
Smith.
Aye.
Stolman.
Aye.
Severson.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Wright.
Abstain.
Jamalowicz.
Aye.
And Camps. Aye. It's gonna be 21 yeas and 1 abstain. Motion passes.
All right, thank you much. Moving on to some new business here. This is going to be Vossed Weed Resolution number 25F017, presented by Senator Keel.
Whereas adequate interest has been expressed by students wishing to form an organization, Hard Rocker Legion Club, friendly amendment. Hard Rocker Legion Club, first. Yeah. There are currently no organizations with overlapping interest, and whereas a constitution has been constructed and reviewed for said club, and therefore be resolved by a majority vote of the Student Senate and the signature of the Student Association President, the Constitution for the Hard Rocker Legion Club be allowed formal recognition.
One more.
Another amendment there.
One more.
Senator Keel?
If I understand correctly, if we were to suspend the rules and get these guys going, would they be eligible to apply for SOAP for this coming?
I'd have to make a resolution about it, because they missed SOAP workshops.
Oh, okay.
And
So no. Yeah.
Sorry. All right. We can talk about it, and we can apply for a supplemental.
Yeah.
So is the recommendation?
I would like to have this get
Passed
done
tonight?
Yes.
Okay, so do I have a motion? Senator Chapman?
Motion to suspend the rules.
All right, seconded by Senator Gutierrez. All in favor of suspending the rules, say aye.
Aye.
Objections? Rules are suspended. Senator Boeister?
Motion to vote.
Motion to vote, seconded by Senator Gutierrez. Mr. VP, please call the roll.
All right, on 25F017, Baumeister.
Aye.
Burnt. Butcher.
Aye.
Camps.
Aye.
Clausen. Aye. Graham.
Aye.
Halsted.
Aye.
Hill.
Nay.
Jensen. Jessup.
Nay.
Sorry, aye. Aye. I got you. King. Aye. Clobber.
Aye.
Keel.
Aye.
Meyer. Salcedo.
Aye.
Sadler.
Aye.
Schaefer.
Aye.
Sanchez.
Nay.
Smith.
Nay.
Stolman.
Aye.
Severson.
Aye.
White.
Nay.
Wright.
Abstain.
Jamalowicz.
Abstain.
We have 15 yeas, 5 nays, 2 abstains, and I believe the motion passes.
All right, thank you all for doing that. And thank you, Don, for coming, I appreciate it. Moving on to a time of open discussion. Are there any points? Seeing none, moving on. CFO report.
I'll make this fast. So I didn't make it to the governor's budget address, but I rewatched it. The big thing to watch out for, like the representative said, is that there's going to be a 0% increase to the big three. That means a 0% increase to education. That includes higher education. Kind of falls underneath that wrap. So we'll be looking at the upcoming legislative session to see how that affects and what bills have to come out of that. Further than that, if you're part of any student boards, tell them to email me your SOAP applications. I have 6 so far. There's supposed to be like 73. So tell them to email me with questions, reach out to them, get it done. To do the 19th. End of report.
Any questions for CFO Sean? All right, moving on to VP report.
I'll keep it short as well. Continue to plan the leadership soiree. Senator Sattler and Shapebar wanted help, so appreciate you guys' assistance, and I think Secretary Seaton as well. So we'll be working on gathering some door prizes. I'm very optimistic as to what we're going to be able to collect, so I'm excited. I'm going to be meeting with Dr. Roberts Provost Roberts, I should say, about some academic stuff relating to the AA department and the science department. So those of you in those departments, talk to me. We're building hopefully some documentation to present. Also, same thing with the mechanical engineering department. But I'll be chatting with them, so I'll be just fun, hopefully. And report.
Any questions for VP Weed? Seeing none, moving on to my report, I'll keep it nice and short. Thank you all for being here tonight. We have the Winter Wonder Social coming up at 6 o'clock. Please, please, please go to that. We've catered in enough pizza ranch for 100 people. Chicken, pizza, salad, mashed potatoes, corn. Please go. It's free. Then there's swing dancing 8 to 10 in the back bar. All right. We had a meeting with President Tandy today. It was very good. We went through the governor's budget proposal. He had recommended that we maybe have GR start attending county commission meetings as well as city council. So we can maybe look at that in the coming semester. They do a lot within Pennington County. Let's see, we talked about different buildings and different aspirations and sort of goals for the university coming up in this new year of fundraising. The big thing that I want to tell you about, we also discussed porta storage and conversations with Facilities Director Geraldine Roberts on that. More to come in the following semester. We're planning the student town hall January 15th. That's right after we get back, but that's going to be good. He's going to be there and give us some very valuable updates. And then the last thing is this is a point by Dean Joe that he wanted me to make in my report, and also President Tandy, that the ID policy will be changing. They are going to allow every student to choose whether they want to have a physical or a mobile ID. So that's a win. Congratulations. Senator Boucher, and a report. Senator Boucher.
So it won't be an option to have both. You have to choose between one or another.
You have to choose between one or the other. Yep. Senator Sattler.
What gave way for this? I mean, what was holding this up? Like, what did we finally push on?
I think it was ultimately how much push was being applied. I think having a new president had something to do with it. He reviewed the policy. They had the conflict or the matter brought forth by Joseph, who came in. That was reviewed. He was granted a physical ID. And then a policy overhaul was looked at. I then talked with the Student Federation and drafted a memo to President Tandy about what the other BOR institutions do. USD, they have both, and both of them work. School of Mines sees it as a potential safety risk if you have both, because you could, well, if you're dating somebody, you could give them your physical and you have your mobile, and they come in and have a fun night with you while your roommate's trying to sleep, right? Other things like that. So, you take, moral of the story is, yeah, if there was girls at Mines, that'd be a problem. Moral of the story is that after review, based on that catalyst of Joseph, and I think enough pushing by us in drafting of that memo, Tandy said, of course, they should have the choice. He said that today. He's like, I don't see it as being any other way, that you should have the choice to have a physical or a mobile. Senator Boucher.
Another question.
Yep.
So in a hypothetical scenario in which I lose my ID.
That you lose your ID?
I lose my ID.
Your physical.
Yeah, physical, not my phone.
Sure.
What's the scenario after that?
So, what is it? Yeah, they already have the process for that, where they would suspend that ID number. They would craft up a new ID, and that would be the only one that would ever work. So if you have a sneaky thought of giving your girlfriend your physical ID and saying you lost it, sorry, but she's going to be locked out. Senator Wright.
And they'll charge you for the.
And they'll charge you for the replacement. Yep.
Yeah, like $20 or something.
Yep. Senator Severson.
Point of personal privilege?
You bet. Senator Bullmeister.
Quick question. What's the
That is something that Student Senate with Reach Life and Swing Dancing is co-hosting. We will be there very shortly. Basically, what I mean by hosting is just show up. It's a time for networking, light music, food. From 8 to 10 will be swing dancing. So come as you are, get free food. All right? Moving on. I will not be taking any more questions. International report.
Not much to report. I saw a Christmas party was on some results, so if anybody wants to show up, that's pretty much.
Wonderful. Thank you. Veteran report.
We had our last meeting at some point in the past. The next big event we got is going to be SBA in January, right before the semester starts. We're going to Colorado Springs for a big national, some kind of whatever it is. I'll probably let you guys know what happened there. And then the next big fundraiser is going to be NEMO, so I did find another talking point for next semester. I'm willing. So if the Senate wants to do something with that, if some other club you're part of wants to do that, hit us up. We're going to make a new outhouse chariot, so you can either have our old one well used, or you can come make your own. It's a good opportunity, and it's only going to be a little bit freezing to death. That's what we got.
Wonderful. Thank you. Moving on. Graduate report.
Not much to report, so I'll keep it short. There is the EE/SEND/comp sci Christmas party on the 10th, so if you're in those departments, show up, get some free cookies. If you're not, please stay away. Slightly joking by that. We don't want to scare the sunshine. Anyway, other than that, I have a report.
Okay, thank you. VP Lee.
Did you ever make progress on communicating about like student issues and like where they can?
Yeah, that's going to be an ongoing thing. It's just building those networks.
Okay,
so.
All right, non-trad.
Yeah, okay, so I had my meeting with financial aid and Jillian about the scholarship database. And Jillian had some really good ideas about how to promote the scholarship database. So I'm going to go over those with the PR committee, including like some ideas to make reels, some story ideas. She sent over some like real examples to me, and she's also making us a template to promote the scholarship database on our Instagram stories. And then I also met with VP Lee about improving the non-traditional senator position and non-traditional students. And what we kind of got from that was that everything stems from getting the non-traditional student list. And so I did make some progress on that. I contacted the registrar's office, and they have referred me to institutional research. And so I contacted them, and just waiting to hear back from them in the report.
Got it. Thank you. Constitution Committee.
You're gonna love this one.
They don't.
There's a Word document in the current meeting folder. So, Article 4, all of you should know exactly what this is, really inside and out. So any change I mention, you should already know, oh, that doesn't sound familiar. Article 4, the Student Association President, by the way, this is proposed amendment that we would vote on later this spring to be handed off to the student body to have them vote on. This is the rough outline. So appointed senators would go from 4 down to 1, still approved by 2/3 of the Senate. The senator appointed will be the non-traditional student. Then the Student Association will elect 3 senators on the date of the freshman class elections. Senators will be chosen by their respective constituents. Currently working with ITS and the registrar and those respective groups. I also, come this January, need to talk with those senators again, kind of let them know what's going on. Blah, 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 that's just lists each one. The graduate is defined by Board of Regents policy. The international student, that's what we have for now. We can fix that later. One appointed senator be a U.S. military veteran or member of ROTC. And that's our wording for who gets to vote for those senators.
Do you think we can just read these changes on our own for the sake of time? Sorry.
Senator Smith.
Just for clarification, this is to make all of the special senators
Mm, 3 of
elected.
them.
Are there?
There's 4
So you're making 3 of them
Yeah.
elected, and then non-trad is appointed.
still appointed.
Perfect.
Because we don't really
Until
have.
we get an email list, or until
Okay.
we get
Awesome.
Senator Kansas.
Cool.
Read them on your own. We'll send this out. All right. We're not going to even touch it until January, probably even after shed. We're not going to touch it until February. How about that? All right.
I'll be working on it though.
Yes.
Don't worry.
Senator Keel will be working on it.
This draft is in the current meeting folder.
Okay. Thank
Yes.
you. CR. Oh, he's gone.
Hold on.
Oh.
What did he say? What's your report?
Yeah. The newsletter is coming out tomorrow morning. We're still working on polos. We've only got 7 people that filled out that form that I dropped in the signal. And so if you want a polo and you don't think you filled it out, fill it out right now. We're going to be ordering those tomorrow. So if you don't have that in by 8 a.m. tomorrow, you will not get a polo.
You can't cry about it.
Senator Jessen, is there any amount that you need that would lower the cost of those polos if you order in bulk? Do you know
We
that?
do not know that yet.
Okay.
But if there is that something that you want to look at?
Probably. Because we're, Senate's going to presumably continue unless we dissolve this body. It'll continue for the next.
I think it'd be good to just.
So you might as well have a few extra polos if it's going to cut down on the cost.
I would think so.
Okay. And who knows, if we dissolve ourselves, we can maybe return. All right, GR.
Yes, so GR is, we have a bill tracker draft idea sort of working for the this coming legislative 2026 session. The Secret Santa gifts are for Sunday at 2 o'clock. We have a pile. We're going to do like a pile in the Senate office, so leave those there. Don't sign it from your name. Don't do that. We're currently going to be going and looking through the South Dakota Board of Regents agenda for the 10th. We've identified one item that pertains directly to us, and then we're going to look through the statewide ones on updating policy, and then anything into the city stuff.
Yeah, so during the city council meeting, pretty much there's an issue with the library where the library's funding is getting cut from around $400,000 to $80,000. And that doesn't come from city council, that's Pennington County. So why, I'm not sure, but this could potentially affect school line students if they use the public library for research. And as well as there's a makerspace in there and a bunch of other core resources that line students would most likely utilize. So I've been following up on that. The hope is, since Pennington County is not funding the library entirely, city council will supplement the difference. That's what the hope is. A school of mine's professor, Dr. Erica, I don't know how to pronounce her last name.
Outfit.
Thank you. She has been appointed to the library board of trustees, so I believe she'll be representing a school of mine's best interest in this matter for sure. If you don't have any questions, that is the end of our report.
All right, thank you. Essay.
All right, we'll rattle these off super duper quick. Yeah, student affairs. Building a new storage looks like it's going to be put on hold. We're hoping and praying that new storage kind of magically appears. We're kind of hoping that with the storage or with the Survey expansion, there's some new stuff that opens up there. We sent out a reminder about the suggestion box. You guys might have seen that in your email. Hopefully you saw that in your email. We also got that added. We had a link added to the Senate page. Now there's a nice little box that you can click on that brings you to the suggestion page. And we were hoping to get the ice cream name vote out before the end of the semester. Nothing super important. End of the report.
Okay, thank you much. No campus ad hoc committee reports tonight. Upcoming Senate business, go to the social, which is right freaking now. Do I have any motions?
Motion.
Motion to adjourn. Motion, second by Senator Chair. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
and I'm like, I said.
She was a fun time.
What? She must have thought we were the young Republicans or something.
Yeah.
She was like,